Welcome back. We begin this morning in the south of the continent. A ninth suspect arrested in connection with the grand prison escape of convicted rapist and murderer Thabo Bester has appeared in court. Zimbabwean national Zanda Moyo, 31 years, was arrested on Sunday and made his first appearance yesterday. He joins 8 other accused who are all believed to have helped Bester escape from prison in May last year.
Joining us this morning on Breakfast Central is journalist and editor Dr. Candice Bailey to give us the latest on this appearance. Good morning, Dr. Candice. Thanks for joining us.
Morning, also morning, Olive.
All right, just share with us, some basics about what happened in court yesterday. It seems like more is getting unraveled, with this case.
Indeed, Asa, it's really just the story that keeps on giving. Zanda Moyo did appear in court yesterday. It was his first appearance. So it was quite a brief appearance in court. He made it to court without any legal representation and then told the court that he needed to consult with his family. In fact, he needed to contact his family. The court then offered him what we offer a legal aid, which is the free legal service that the state offers people who cannot afford to represent themselves. And after that, his appearance was then postponed. But it's basically a first appearance to confirm his particulars, to confirm where he stays and that he is who he says he is. And it was basically a first appearance.
All right, and let's talk about the role that Zanda Moyo played, in terms of there have been conversations about collecting body under false pretenses. So I want you to give us a clear picture of the role that he played.
Indeed, Olive. So currently Zanda is facing 4 charges, one of fraud, one of harboring and concealing a prisoner, and then also, one of violating a body. Now, what we understand is that Zanda was with Dr. Magudumane when one of the bodies was collected from the mortuary. Now, you'll remember as this case has been unfolding, there were bodies that were used as replacement bodies for when Thabo Bester had escaped and his body had allegedly burnt in prison. And then there were also bodies that were used for insurance fraud. Now, what we understand is that Zanda Moyo or Dr. Magudumane had said that one of the bodies she was collecting was that of the brother of Zanda Moyo. It was obviously not correct. But that was the case. It also appears that Zanda was the driver. When Thabo Bester had escaped, he had driven him off. And the last way that Zanda appears to be involved in this case is that one of the times that Thabo Bester had booked a accommodation, Airbnb accommodation for Dr. Magudumane and some other people, Zanda was one of the people who stayed in that accommodation. So he is appearing to be part of this case a lot more than initially seems. As the case unfolds, we'll understand what his role is more and more.
Okay, I also want you to, share a little bit about, some controversy that I've also seen on this case, about certain people who may have been targeted, maybe because of the revelations, happening around the case. There's the Lovu, I'm not sure how that name is pronounced. There's also a story that I'm seeing about a Free State Police investigating the sudden death of Brigadier Jackson Mkalesi, who is known for bringing Thabo Bester to South Africa from Tanzania. And so, do you have any information as to some of these attacks that might be happening around the case? Of course, Brigadier Jackson, rather, is reported to have committed suicide, so that may not be, related. But share with us what you know.
So there have been various allegations that have come around this case, also. The first is definitely of Brigadier Jackson Mkalesi. So as you know, he was the lead investigator in the case, and moments after Dr. Magudumane's appeal of her incarceration had failed, he then committed suicide. Now, we don't know what the circumstances are around the suicide, but we do know that it took place. And obviously, police are now looking into that. They're obviously looking into whether or not there's a link between him and the case, and whether there were any other issues that need to be looked at, and why he would have committed suicide so soon after that judgment, if there is a link at all. He was quite a high-class officer. He was a brigadier. The eulogies that have come off of him, I've said that he was quite a dedicated officer, so we're not sure if there was any foul play involved, but police are obviously looking into that to see where that is. Other allegations that have come around in terms of the case, we know that one of the people who had been duped by Dr. Magudumane and Thabo Bester. Her name is Dr. Pashi. She's also known as Dr. Mereki Nchoni. She has also come out telling us exactly how she paid millions of rands in bribes to, well, not in bribes, but to Thabo Bester and to Dr. Magudumane, thinking that she was going to meet Oprah Winfrey in a women's conference that was going to be held, and she'd paid this millions of rands over to them, thinking that she was paying for a private jet for Oprah Winfrey to come to South Africa. Now, she is saying that she is speaking out because there are other people that have also been targeted in the same way, that are obviously not willing to speak up, but she is cooperating with police, and her interview with one of the local broadcasters in South Africa does indicate that there are probably going to be more arrests in this matter in weeks to come.
Right. So we have more arrests in this matter in weeks to come. We have Zanda Moyo, who allegedly, has been said to have committed some of these crimes and is facing a 4-count charge. What's the next step, especially as regards his case and the Thabo Bester case in general?
Thanks, Olive. So Zanda Moyo's case was postponed to the 20th of June. And what he would then do is he will then be appearing with all the other accused in the case. We know that there are 4 accused that have not been granted bail in this case, but there are some that have been granted bail, but they will all be reunited on the 20th, where the case will start. Zanda is likely to be able to apply for bail in that instance. So is Dr. Magudumane. Whether or not she will apply for bail is another story, but we'll have to wait and see until that day to see how the case further unfolds. But definitely very interesting so far.
Very interesting indeed. Thank you very much, Dr. Candice Bailey, for bringing us this update. We certainly would look forward to speaking with you again.